If you've ever been in a gym, you may have seen a funny piece of fitness equipment that looks like this. This is a kettlebell, and you may not be sure exactly what you should be doing with this. Well, today we're going to be going over one of the most common exercises that you can do with a kettlebell. Hi, and welcome to E3 Strength. My name is Earl, and today we're going over the kettlebell swing. The most common mistake people use when doing a kettlebell swing is they pick a tiny weight like this. And that's not going to work for you because you're going to end up using your shoulders. When you go up high like that, you're disengaging the lower part of your body using the shoulder, and you end up using your lower back to kind of catch and break yourself on the way down. So lightweight can cause a problem. Too heavy a weight can cause problems as well, but you definitely want to go heavier than, say, a 10-pound kettlebell. The swing that we practice here at E3 and that we'll be going over today is the Russian swing. The American version goes overhead, while this one uses momentum and brings a kettlebell roughly to about shoulder height. So we teach this as if you're going to start a deadlift. So you put your heels on either side of the kettlebell and you were to do that hip hinge position. Now this is all well and good except for the kettlebell's underneath me, and that's not going to work for what's called the hike. So you're going to take a big step back, so you're roughly 2 shoes length away from your kettlebell. You're going to do that same hinge that you do for the deadlift to get in position. Once you're down, hamstrings are loaded with tension, you're going to grab your kettlebell and tilt it backwards. You're tilting back so much so and leaning back against this weight, that's why it needs to be heavy, that if you were to let go, you're going to fall backwards. And that's not an over-exaggeration. You want to be that loaded in the posterior chain because you're going to be firing your glutes and snapping this kettlebell forward. But before we can actually do the swing, we're going to do what's called the hike. So in that same position, we're going to be swinging the kettlebell behind us like we're hiking a football. So you need a lot of power because you're snapping it way behind you, in theory. And so as you go back, you're rising to meet it and then controlling back down. And so this mimics the start and the finish of the kettlebell swing. So whenever we teach this in a group fitness class or in one-on-one setting, we go over all these different steps. First, we have a participant do 10 hikes. And that really gets you in the rhythm and ensures that during the beginning and the end of the exercise, there's less of a chance of injury. So let's do that. Again, you're going to snap it back, and I rise to meet it. One of the things that we say, if you can see yourself in the mirror, or if you can feel it, is you want to have little to no space between your wrists or your hands and your inner thighs. So if you're seeing a lot of space down here, that's going to be a problem. Because then a lot of that power is going into your lower back and it's controlling and supporting a lot of the weight. Again, that's going to lead to a lower back injury, and we don't want that for you. So with the hike, you'll do a few reps, you'll get that down pat. Once you have it, you're then going to fire the glutes forward and you're propelling the kettlebell up. One of the greatest cues that I've ever heard when learning to do the kettlebell swing is to play chicken with the kettlebell. And if you ever heard of the game Chickens, where 2 cars are driving past each other, the first one to swerve loses. You don't swerve. You pretty much let the kettlebell hit you in the thighs, it will pull you back into that deadlift position, and you're going to fire back again. At the top of your range of motion, your body should be rigid and tall, just like a plank. So your entire body is tight, working, while you're moving at a very metabolic pace. So let's try and go over a couple reps. Again, snap back, rise to meet it, flex your butt. Try to be as tall as you can after every rep. And you hear that tss, tss. And that's not my breathing, although that would be a great breathing pattern. That's actually the bell sliding against my shorts. So I'm snapping so hard that my hips are like a rubber band, firing the kettlebell forward. So there's no lift whatsoever. And it's really that simple, but it doesn't happen right away. It's going to take some practice. You got to figure out the weight that's going to work best for you, and then go through the motions. If you're not feeling your glutes burning, somewhere between a, say, 7 and 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being on fire, then you may be doing something wrong. Also, if you're feeling your lower back, there could be some issues there as well. One of the biggest, most common problems with the too heavy of a weight is you'll end up going to hyperextension and leaning back against the weight. And so there's a lot of room for error and issue here, so it takes practice. These are only a few cues that have helped us and some of our clients learn how to do this exercise. We hope that this video has been helpful. If it has, please give us a like, comment, or a share, and let E3 Strength know how we can help you guys in the future. Thanks.